You know how I feel. 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 You done a new day, a new life begins. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. A new life begins. You know how I feel. You know how I feel.
What's good? It's your boy Trouble T Roy. Hit or get hit, boxing talk, and we back with another one. And it goes like ESPN top rank. Shit is over, right? Well, top rank and ESPN without with a bang. We ain't gonna even get to that controversy. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with us. That's their business. Whatever Top Rank decides to do from this point on is what they decide to do. And guess what? I'm sure they have enough ammo to keep pushing on. Get with a streaming service or another cable service, whatever. They're gonna be good. They've been good for this long. So I ain't tripping on it. So I'm gonna get into it real quick. Emiliano Vargas. Alexander Espinoza. Alright, so moving on. No, I'm playing. That's how quick it was. Not even a minute. Damn, I got fireworks shooting outside the room. Who's still shooting out fireworks? Like, goddamn, it's been past. Whatever. Yeah. Vargas is a beast. All the brothers is a beast, but Vargas, Emiliano, they gonna keep shooting those. Emiliano is a beast. There ain't nothing else to say about that. Right now, he's showing as one of the top dogs in the prospect game right now. Between him and Mason, Vargas and Mason are the two top dogs right now as far as the prospect talk goes. That's it. Emiliano didn't give me nothing to talk about. That's how good he's doing right now. And Mason, he's just doing what he does, and he's looking great at it every time. He's been knocked down, I think, 2 times in his career, and guess what he did when he got knocked down? You know what I'm saying? Knocked down twice in his career in one fight, and then got up and did his thing. So, it's really nothing to talk about. Vargas is that dude. The brothers is doing their things, but Emiliano right now is that dude, and that's how I'm going to keep it. There ain't nothing else to talk about. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep this real quick. Carrington dominated. Matias Heita, I don't know, Heita. Is it Heita? Anyways, dominated this dude. I'm sorry, I don't be pronouncing names right. Y'all know that. But did this very good. He did his very damn thing. He did it excellent for 12 rounds. I gave Heita maybe 1 round out the whole fight. 1 round. Combinations. I feel like, I don't know, the only thing I think with at this point is that he is 28 years old and he's growing out of that weight, and maybe his power is starting to kind of leave him at that weight, which is why I feel like if he could go ahead and possibly get a title shot in this next fight, maybe against I don't know, against anybody really, but I don't know, just get a title and then move up, because I don't think he has much time at the featherweight division. I really don't. I think it's about time for him to go ahead and just let that one go. That's just, that's just me speaking. That's just me. So, but Bruce showed that he could box. Like always, he's shown the same thing for a long time. He could box. He's an excellent counter puncher. He could fight with you. He could back up and fight you on the back foot. he could be aggressive coming forward. He's shown everything like he always does. I think the only problem with him right now is that he is getting too big for the weight class. He is 28 years old. He's already reached his manpower, but his manpower could be being kept down because he's continuing to make weight at a class that he shouldn't be at this point, which is like starting to probably affect him. I feel like if this was maybe a Shushu at 25, 26 years old, he probably would have put him out. But now it's starting to show me. This is me personally. I'm not saying that this is what it is, because I'm going to get Heita. I'm going to give him props. He has a chin, because he was taking shots from Shushu that I don't think anybody else, me personally, I don't know if anybody else at that weight class could take. But then again, who knows? Because he had that man wobbled a few times. But you got to give Heita, you got to give him his props, because he was eating everything. So you have to give him his props, you know what I'm saying? But he just didn't have the skill to back off Shushu, or even when he did back off Shushu, it was Shushu's plan to bring him in so he could counter him and, you know, just load off on him and everything like that. So that was a whole nother thing, you know. So like I said, I'm keeping it real quick. Shushu, I think, could be a champion at featherweight right now. I think he'd become a champion. It just depends on who, and it depends on how well Shushu makes the weight class. Like, if he still could make weight as healthy as possible. That's what it's going to take for me, because Shushu a few years ago, I figured, like, yeah, right now, like, if it was Shushu a few years ago fighting these guys now, I think Shushu will probably beat a lot of guys. But right now, that's the only thing I'm worried about, weight class. You know, what can he do at this point where he's been making the weight for too long? I feel like he's bigger than his weight. It's time for him to move up to super feather, even lightweights, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a decent size for this. He's a bigger size for this class, in my opinion. So, you know, that's just me, though. Moving on. Like I said, I'm making this real quick. Xander Zayas against Jorge Garcia. Very good fight. Very good presentation by Xander Zayas. Showed the movement, the foot movement, the head movement, everything Xander Zayas showed was epic in this fight. I think he did everything very well that he could. He did take a lot of punches that I feel like he shouldn't have, but Garcia is a very awkward, unorthodox style fighter, which is like something I think a lot of people would have to deal with and probably couldn't deal with in most cases. So you can't take nothing away from Jorge Garcia, but at the same time, Xander showed who he is. He showed the kind of warrior he is. He showed that he could take a lick and he could definitely give it back. He could give you back more. It's going to be interesting now. I mean, I believe in Xander, but he's only 22 years old. So a lot of people are saying that, nah, he don't beat the current top guys at 54, champion and under, which is like, that's give or take. This is boxing. This is why we love boxing. But my whole point is, honestly, if Xander goes ahead and try to unify or try to fight one of the top guys and he loses, honestly, I wouldn't be mad. He's 22 years old. He's still growing. He ain't even reached manpower yet. 22 years old, you don't reach manpower till about 25, 26, 27, 28 type shit. He ain't even going to, we ain't even seen prime Xander. We ain't seen prime Xander Zayas. So that's what's going to really be scary. If he takes a loss, I mean, who knows how dangerous he really gets at this point. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different things with that, but Xander earned that belt. He earned the WBO belt, and there's nothing else you could take away from that. He did that night. He went against a very unorthodox dude who I think one of the greatest things that Xander did with his opponent, with Garcia, is that he took Garcia out of his own game plan. he had Garcia out there looking wobbly. He had Garcia out there throwing weak ass punches because Garcia knew, like, by the second half of the fight, going into the champion rounds especially, or at least close to them, he had Garcia just throwing like this slow winding motion hooks and just throwing, let me step in like 3 times towards him and just throw a raggedy ass uppercut. Like, he took Garcia out of his game plan. He took Garcia out of his comfortable positions. Garcia would try to step in side to side, do all these different maneuvers, and it wasn't working because Xander's legs was really good. And it was just, overall, Xander showed really good ring IQ, control of the ring, control of where he was in the ring, the movement going from side to side, head movement, all that. It was really good. I'm not saying he's ready for everybody, but that was a great showing, and he's going to take, I don't know how they move him from this point. Do you move him to a unification, or do you move him to Adramov? I don't know. Do you move him to Sebastian? I think that's a great fight right now. Do you move him to Ortiz? That's a great fight right now. I don't know. Those are 50-50 fights for me. I think Ortiz is, I really don't know with Ortiz. I think Xander Ortiz is a great fight. I think that's probably the perfect fight if you want to make a fight right now. If you want to unify, of course, Sebastian. But I look back, yesterday I was saying, the day of the fight, I was saying Xander beat Zayas, Xander beat Sebastian, but now I'm looking back and I'm like, does Xander really beat Zayas? I keep saying that. Does Xander really beat Sebastian? Because Sebastian actually had a really good game plan against Tim Tszyu, where he didn't fight Tim Tszyu like he did the first time. He actually used what we've been saying for all this time. Sebastian Fundora needs to use his length, use his reach. And what he did against Tim Tszyu is he used his reach. So what happens if he uses his reach against Zayas? What happens? I don't know. That's what's going to make it interesting fight. It'll be like more of a, Xander has to fight. Xander is really going to have to, the one thing that Xander has that Tim Tszyu doesn't have is footwork and head movement. So that might be the difference between the two fights. Because Xander is not afraid to move around that ring. That's why I like it. And I've been watching Xander for a couple years now, and I've seen how every time he fights, he improves. So I don't think that we could take anything away from the way Xander fights, the way he's improved. I think it's a possibility that he does beat Sebastian. I don't think Sebastian is that good, but I think he's good enough if you let him be. It's a whole thing. So, all in all, congratulations, Emiliano Vargas, Carrington, and Xander Zayas. All great fights. A great way for ESPN to go out with Top Rank, or Top Rank to go out of ESPN, however you want to put it. Love the card. I didn't get to see the undercards though, so I gotta go back and watch those. Hopefully they posted those. Hopefully somebody can send that to me if or whatever. But yeah, man, I'm very happy with boxing right now, and it's only gonna get better for what it's looking like. So hey, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead and leave y'all comments, like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good shit. Don't get hit boxing talk. I'm over here. I'm tired of shit. It's like the end of the night. It's already I gotta get up for work in the morning. Yeah. Don't get hit boxing talk, Trouble T Roy, and all that good shit. Say hi to me, whatever. Alright, y'all. Peace.